Welcome back.
2024.
And another episode of
The StitchPhiles.
As the World Turns.
Yep.
I bet a lot of people don't get that reference.
It's an old
Do you?
soap opera.
Yeah, As the World Turns. My mom used to watch them.
Everybody did. They're kind of defunct now, aren't they? Are there still a few that play? But
I think all the actors have died.
Guiding Light, was that one?
Mm-hmm. There was a
Lives.
scary one. What was the scary one called? Had Barnabas in it.
Barnabas.
He was like a vampire type dude. What was that called?
Was it old?
Dark Shadows or something like that. I gotta look that up.
Was it Dallas?
JR. Yeah,
JR.
shot JR.
What was the other Dallas? There was another show that was like Dallas.
Knots Landing.
That's it. Knots Landing. It was like the
I'm
cheap.
ashamed that I know
It
that.
is. That's what it was. It's a cheap version of Dallas.
That's stuff from the 80s. 80s? Yeah, I guess it was 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, 80s. Yeah, I guess so.
Do you guys have TV?
We have a television.
No, I mean you don't have
Like network
You don't do
TV?
network TV, do you?
Mm-mm.
So you guys do Netflix and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, you end up subscribing to we have like Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, Paramount,
Doesn't that get expensive?
I guess. Probably shouldn't put this out on the internet, but passwords are shared between certain folks.
Oh, I know who those folks are. Nobody shares them with me.
I told you you're welcome to them.
No, there's man.
You don't watch anything, though.
I don't. You guys watch all these series and get into these.
Not really.
You like documentaries.
I love them. We watch, which we never were like, people were like Survivor fans. We've been watching all the Survivors. It's like our daily.
Like from years ago?
No, because they look real bad. It's like really old TV. It just doesn't look well. But like from season, I don't know, we went back to probably 12.
It's hard to believe that that's like 25 years old or something like that.
I want to be on it really bad.
You do well at it.
I know, I would. I think I could win it.
Well, you would either win it or you'd kill everybody. You'd murder
I would
everybody.
be immediately eliminated. Usually the people who are like threats get out pretty quick.
Yeah. They take a look at you and say, yeah, we got to get rid of this guy.
I'm not threatening, but I know a lot of skills. I think I could do pretty good. But it's a social game as well. It's not just all about surviving.
Yeah, see, I couldn't put up with all the bull crap. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched that show since probably it started. It was kind of the thing when it first started. First couple of years.
I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, I just
Like
can't get. I try to get into series or shows. I was into Walking Dead for a while, and I just completely lost interest.
Has watched all of The Walking Dead. Like she's like.
Well, when it came out, she was a little bitty gal, and you wouldn't let her watch. Which I'm not saying that's wrong, but
she's into it big time.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
So
loves it.
See,
I took her to school this morning. She's talking about, I didn't know Andrew Lincoln was British. I was like, yeah, it's weird, right?
I think half the people on there.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, that whoever played Maggie, she is.
They work cheap.
That's about it.
They work cheap. That's why.
Yeah, she's like, because it's all on Netflix, so she's like almost done with the whole series.
No kidding. Man, when the stars got killed off, I don't know.
That's what she's like. Why didn't you finish this? And I'm like, I just kind of lost interest in it, I guess.
And Kyle did too, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
we all did it at the same time. We had a podcast that was kind of based around it.
We had a podcast that was pretty. It was gaining quite a bit of traction. It was pretty popular.
We still have people ask about that.
And I don't know what happened. We just kind of.
That was a very small portion of that podcast, though. It was a whole lot of nonsense.
Well,
kind of like this
kind of
one.
like this one.
Yeah.
But I mean, people mention shows that I don't even know exist. There's so much stuff on Netflix, programs, and I just don't even know anything about them.
Yeah. We do The Amazing Race. That's another one that we kind of have picked up on.
The Amazing Grace?
Amazing Race.
Oh, Race.
Mm. And Survivor. Those are like, me and Ashlyn Cannon usually watch 1 or 2 episodes a night of one of those shows.
Is Letterkenny still on?
Oh, yeah.
I did like that.
That show's great.
I wouldn't watch that around your mother.
Oh, no.
No, it's
That's why.
It's pretty funny.
You know, that Big Shoots that I said?
Yeah.
That's from Letterkenny.
Yeah, I know it was. I know. Yeah. That is it. Are there new episodes out there?
Yeah, the new season's. It's been out. I think it came out in November, maybe.
It's on Hulu,
Mm-hmm.
and I get Hulu. That's where we get our TV. Is our network TV.
It's so good.
I need to get back to watching it.
Yeah, it's funny. I told you that Shorzy,
Mm-hmm.
that show that they did for him is better than Letterkenny.
Really,
It is so good.
the hockey player.
Mm-hmm. It's all about. It's like basically a hockey show. Like it's.
Oh,
all,
I like that because
It's
got
so
sports.
good. So good.
I just don't have time. Honestly, I don't have time.
I'm the same way. Like it's usually like the end of the day. Like we'll watch one or two and then time to go to bed. Other than that, I don't.
Maybe if I stayed up like a regular human being,
Yeah, you go to bed early.
I'm in bed literally some nights 8:15. I'm in the bed, but I read.
I mean, I'm in bed by 10 o'clock usually.
Yeah, but I'm missing out on
Missing out on some good
some
stuff.
really good TV,
Good TV. Yeah.
some good entertainment,
Yeah.
like this,
Like this show.
Yeah, all right.
So anyway, we hope your 2024 is off to a
Yeah, Happy
swimming
New Year,
start.
everybody. It's
I was trying to think that last episode did come out in 2023, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we did it before Christmas,
Right.
But did we say Happy New Year to everyone?
I think so.
But we'll say it again.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So I hope your new year is going well. Hope your business is good.
Yep. So we're going to talk about the most popular accessories from 2023.
Yeah, this is, and I just picked 5. There's more, and this is not a 5 best, or it's just I think it's when I look back at what we'd sold as far as accessories goes. These are the most popular ones. Do you agree with them?
Yeah, I think so.
There's probably one on there that you haven't sold that much.
What would that be?
Well, I don't want to give it away, but the 4th one.
Yeah, not much.
Have you ever sold any of those?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not many. I don't know. I'll tell people about the accessories, but
You don't push accessories, do
not
you?
really. I usually tell people, which is not a great sales tactic. I'm like, maybe go on to Hoopmaster because usually they'll run some sales and stuff,
Yeah.
and we don't have access to that. So if somebody can get something cheaper, I'm all for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't hurt me any.
But let's go ahead and get started.
Let's get started.
Numero uno, and this probably is the most popular one because everybody buys these. I see these on. We try to get Jamie in here on the podcast, and
She said she wasn't camera ready, so
yeah, we
But
told her
she-
we're going to talk about accessories, and she was thinking jewelry and
she
earrings,
said,
necklaces.
"Oh, I love accessories,
Yeah,
earrings."
so it wasn't the same thing. Maybe we'll do one about accessories.
Oh, I like accessories. I'm a bracelet man.
Yeah, I'm a watch guy,
Me too.
a knife guy.
Oh yeah.
Thanks to you.
Yeah.
You've got my knife game.
That's
pretty sharp.
usually. I don't know that that's a lame gift, but like
No,
I always like getting you and Kyle knives because I like them and I like to push things that I like onto other people, which is probably not good.
well, how many? I mean, when I was, I'm gonna get off on a tangent here. When I was a kid, my dad gave me a pocket knife.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I was probably 8, 9, 10 years old. He said, every man carries a good pocket knife. It's got to be sharp.
I
He
stand
gave
by
me
that.
my first pocket knife, and I've lost more pocket knives than I own. And I own quite a few.
I don't know that he ever gave me any, but he gave Cannon olive knives.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever gave me any.
He likes Canon better than you.
Oh, no doubt. I do too.
He didn't give Kyle any either.
Yeah. I was trying to think. He might have.
I'm sure he gave you and Kyle probably. I'll guarantee he gave you some when you were little. He gave you some knives.
Probably, yeah.
They're probably put up somewhere. But he gave me a a tree brand.
Mm-hmm.
Remember is it Boker?
Boker
tree brand.
Mm-hmm.
That was his thing.
Yeah, he loved those.
But he carried a hawkbill knife, which you never see those anymore.
Kyle got me a hawkbill like he had it might have been for Christmas a couple years ago.
And that reminds me, that knife I want you to sharpen for me is sort of a hawkbill type.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a folding knife. It's in a sheath.
Okay.
I need you to sharpen it. It's dull as it can be. I keep my knife. Well, you got me a really nice one for Christmas, and I got it on a shelf in my closet. And then I got
That's
another
not
one.
the point of it.
I know, but I got another one that you got me for Christmas. It's in my truck all the time. I am terrified. I will leave them in my pocket and go to the airport.
You're talking to somebody who's done it.
I know.
And Dollywood.
It just like somebody gets you a really nice gift. You or Kyle one bought me a little Swiss Army thing. I think it was Kyle. And I carried that thing for like 2 years. Oh, I went to Japan. And it wasn't in my pocket.
Was it the card thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me tell you what happened. Well, I went to Japan. This was like in 2008, 2010. And I knew not to carry it in my pocket. And for some lame brain reason, I put it in my bag. Do you believe it went through, I don't know how many securities. And on my way home, I was flying through Tokyo. And we flew from Nagoya to Tokyo. And we had to get off the plane, obviously, switch planes, and we go through security again. And they like, oh, what's this? I'm like, oh, it's just a card. Oh, you can't have this.
Oh, they take it.
They took it. Oh man, you're sick. I mean, I didn't use it that much, but it was a gift. It's a gift from a family member, and something that you and Kyle give really good gifts. Not only the gag gifts, but you guys give practical gifts usually.
That's the stuff
you do, and you do probably more than Kyle does, and Kyle does too. But it's things that you don't think about. I mean, any dude wants a knife. I get a knife. Yeah, awesome. I love
know
knives.
that's I hardly ever get. I think Kyle's given me one. Like if people would like,
I need to do that. I don't know why. We end up usually giving you guys money or whatever.
Knives or tools or any of that stuff's
Yeah. You can never have enough tools.
Yeah.
And
speaking of, I was traveling yesterday. I've got a set of T-handle Allen wrenches.
Oh no, I got a story for you.
And I bought a new sight for my bow. I was back there tinkering with it the other day, and I need a T-handle. It's a 338 Allen wrench, and the ones that I have are cheap from Harbor Freight, and I'm afraid I'm gonna snap it. So
yeah,
when I was driving yesterday, I stopped at Home Depot, and I was like, I'm just gonna look and see if they have an individual 338 T-handle Allen wrench. Can't find them anywhere, so I just ordered one.
I may have had one.
Probably. The ones at Harbor Freight, at the end, it's like a ball end.
Those are the best.
But I'm afraid it's going to snap off because I've already broken one.
The bolt?
Yeah.
That you're trying to get out?
No, it broke the Allen wrench.
Really?
Yep.
They're in there that tight?
Dude, I cannot get this thing out. I heated it up. I heated the Allen wrench. I heated the scope bar. Cannot get it out of there. I don't know what to do. I'm hoping this Allen wrench will fix it, but it gets here tomorrow. So
take it to your buddies at the bow shop.
They're gone. Oh. They're at the Archery Trade Association show this week. I would. That was my thought. I'm just so afraid I'm gonna break this thing.
I've had a lot of tools because I've been around longer than you guys. So I have tons of tools, and we moved a month and a half ago. We moved.
Now you don't know where anything is?
No. All my tools, we had to put some stuff in storage for a while the new house was getting ready. And all my tools made it. I cannot, for the life of me,
those bits,
my drill bits, and still it's driving me nuts. I had to go I went and picked up the crate for Long Beach at our storage building, Barrington storage building. And then I went to our storage building where we still have some stuff stored because I'm having a utility building built. I'm like, I will look one more time to see if I can find those. It has been bothering me like you would not believe. But the funny thing about it is we took some, Kyle's got a big garage, so we took some stuff and put in his garage. And a couple of weeks ago, I said, Kyle, have you seen my drill bits? He said, no. He said, what do they look like? And I described them to him. He said, well, I've got some of those same DeWalt.
They're in a yellow case with the clear.
Yellow cases.
Yeah.
He said, but they're not yours. Then he started thinking about it. And we went up to his garage, and I don't know if he just... Because, you and I have gone over and helped him do stuff, and we take tools. And what am I doing?
I think it's like moving on its own.
Oh. we take tools and we tend to leave them
Yeah.
there before we, And I was thinking, well, maybe I left them there, but we hadn't worked with her in a while. So I looked, and every tool that I packed up is accounted for except for those 3. Well, it's a container of regular drill bits, with a round shank that go into a keyed drill.
Yeah.
Then I got a set that go into my battery drill because they've got the hex.
Right.
Then I had a set of driver bits that Dad gave me. Those were Dad's. Can't find them anywhere. Cannot find these things. And the funny thing about it is it's the 3 boxes, so I know they got to be all together somewhere. But anyway, Kyle's like, and this is back to the drill thing that you and I were talking about when Dad was accusing Kyle having it.
And I had it all
you
the time.
had it,
Yeah.
and he never did ask you.
Never asked me.
Anyway,
He swore me down. Kyle had that.
Kyle's like, hey, he said, this is not that impact drill situation. I don't have your bits. I said, and we were laughing. I said, dude, I'm not saying you have them.
Watch me. I probably have them.
and then we went over to his workbench, and he's like, hey, see here? And there's a yellow thing there. And he said, are these yours? I'm like, I looked at him like, no, they're not mine. Because he's second guessing himself, like, oh, maybe I do have them.
I have
But you've got enough tools, and I've got enough tools, and Kyle does, where we don't borrow tools anymore.
Not really. Not. It'll be something random.
Like
if
a
I'll
specialty
need.
tool.
Yeah.
I mean, Dad had every you name it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got one of those. Yeah.
Like a pole saw. That's something I have to borrow because I don't have a pole saw.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he bought a nice DeWalt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing is nice.
But anyway, we had Hutch's birthday party last weekend. Or you weren't there. You and Cannon had to go shoot. Remember?
I do remember.
And I started bringing up those drill bits, and he said, I can't remember. I shouldn't even mention it because I can't remember exactly how he said it. he was just saying, yeah, a couple of those are rounded off. like yeah, he did have them. Yeah, anyway. Did I finish my story? I think I did.
You still have never found them?
No. I do not know where they are. And I ended up, I think I told you, I got mad and went up to Harbor Freight last weekend and bought a whole new set of drill bits and a set of driver bits. And I know it's just a drill bit, and they wear out. You throw them away, you replace them. But Dad gave me some of those, and it's like, well, it's an inanimate object, but I don't know. I got stuff that he gave me that I use, and it just it makes me feel nice when I use the tools that he used to work on stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I know that sounds lame, but that's the way I feel.
No, I don't think I have anything of his. I didn't give him his impact driver back.
Oh, that was hilarious because he kept telling.
Well, the funny thing is, he helped me do it, so he kind of knew where it was.
But he never one time asked you if you
never
had
once.
it.
Never
He
once.
asked me.
We were at the house, and he was accusing Kyle, and I'm like, I've got it. I told you I have it.
And he started asking me. He said, well, do you have it? I'm like, no. Why would I have it?
Yeah,
I understand Kyle having it because he's been doing some construction stuff, but he's never had it.
Yeah, it was. We were putting in concrete anchors.
Yeah, exactly. When you were putting that thing in your garage.
Yeah.
And I asked you about it because I've got to put a trailer hitch on my truck, and I need an impact driver to put the ball on and to tighten up those bolts.
I have an impact driver, and it's not his. Where's his at then?
I think I have it.
Okay. It's gray.
No,
right?
it may be in the shed at Mom's house.
Okay.
Maybe there. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, speaking of accessories, tools are accessories.
Tools are accessories.
You were saying something about. Oh, did you? So are these based off of like what we sell the most of? Is that how you calculate this out? Okay.
Yeah, and they're not in any particular order. But number one is the most popular, and that would be the
Mighty Hoops.
The Mighty Hoops magnetic.
Yeah, you see them
hoops.
everywhere. I mean, that's
Yeah.
And people ask, oh, I'm going to get Mighty Hoops for my machine. So
And we mentioned this before. We talked about accessories last year. We did a podcast about accessories, individual ones, what you might want to look at getting. I think these are getting overused to some extent because some people will just want to get rid of all the blue hoops and use body hoops. And look, that's up to you if you want to do that. I mean, but for regular garments, it's really overkill.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, we use them more than the blue hoops, but that's because they're hanging in here.
And that's because we're lazy.
Yeah.
But we only sew fabric and stuff. But I mean, a lot of times if we're sewing something for a customer, we'll usually use one of the blue hoops.
Yeah, I did all those polo shirts. I did them on the blue hoops.
Yeah. Yeah, and the blue hoops are great. Our blue hoops are double height.
Mm-hmm.
And they work great. I mean, you get a good selection of them when you buy your machine. And trust me, I love the magnetic hoops, but the magnetic hoops were designed for thick items.
Right.
They weren't
there's
designed
some stuff
for.
You need them for, and most things.
Yeah, I did a couple. I got lazy and used the magnetic hoops. We've got a 4.25 here, which I think is the smallest they make.
They
may have a 3.5.
I think there's one
They
smaller.
may have one smaller. But I did some performance fabric shirts, and you got to be careful. It'll distort those things. It'll stretch it too tight.
Yeah.
Because you have no way to control how it stretches.
Yeah, it's all or nothing.
It's on there. Exactly, all or nothing. It's all on there or all off. So I wouldn't use it for those. I mean, we'll do it here just to do a test or whatever. But
you know those tote bags like you're sewing at the show, they're perfect for that because
perfect.
You probably. I mean, you could use a tubular hoop. Probably.
Oh, we used to. We have.
Man, fighting with that tote bag because
Well,
it's that slick.
300 by 290. We did it for years.
Yeah,
it shows.
That's just like.
And I would do it now. I mean, I used to take a 300 by 290 to do those bags, but yeah, I mean, if you get it set, the adjuster knob exactly where it's supposed to be, and nobody else touches it, and it's only you framing them, perfect. But you're at a show, here comes Kevin. Oh, that seems kind of tight. It's kind of loose. I'm not picking on Kevin because he's good to help. And I just said Kevin. Somebody else gets it, and they start adjusting the knob, and you go to it. It's either too tight, or you look over, and it fell off the machine because it was too loose.
Right. Yeah, but that hoop in those bags, they're wrinkly. And with those magnetic hoops, you can pull tension out of that. And
without popping the ring off the hoop.
Right.
Exactly.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah, it is perfect for that. And if I were doing a bunch of tote bags, I would definitely buy those things. I would buy them anyway,
Yeah.
When we had our business, they hadn't even been invented, but
I saw too. Man, I need to find it. It was on Instagram. They made a custom hoop for somebody. Mighty Hoop. I don't know if it was. I think it was one of our customers. It might not have been, but I can't remember what it was. I want to find it because it was pretty cool.
What was the size?
I don't remember. It was something bizarre, and they made it for.
Well, I mean, I've been there. I've been to their factory where they make them, and they
Where
use
are they at? Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Just north of Milwaukee. Is it Germantown? Germantown, Minnesota.
I don't know. Let's see if I can find that right quick.
But they cut them on a I think it's a CNC. No, the big sheets of the plastic. I think they cut them on a laser. I think, or no, maybe a water jet. Laser would melt it. I think they cut it on a water jet.
Freaking lasers.
Laser beams. But
I can't find. I'll have to find that hoop.
I like to see it.
I just saw it. I was scrolling through and I saw it and I was like, what is that? And it said custom made by somebody. I guess if you had something obscure that you wanted a hoop made for, they will do it for you. Apparently.
Well, I mean, when they first started these, you only had like 3 or 4 sizes. Now they've got, I think they've got about 16, 20 sizes
I think
now.
it's probably more than that.
Yeah, and for just about every machine you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, that was a huge success story. Charlie Mack, who started the company, he and his wife, he was a Bairding customer. Last time I was there, which has been a few years ago, he still had the old 6-head machine that we sold him.
Oh, really?
Round head, turret head. but very nice success story. I mean, hardworking people and hit on something. Well, and the Hoopmaster too. They sold a ton of those. And there are other hooping systems out there. And I'm not knocking anybody, but man, the Hoopmaster is just second to none.
Yeah.
And in my opinion. So, but yeah, by far the most popular accessory that we sold last year was the Mighty Hoops.
Yeah.
And it's usually the 5.25, 4.25, and what do they make? A 7 and a quarter, or 7? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have
those.
to look at my chart.
Yeah,
back
those
there.
are, and then it's funny because the people up in the Pacific Northwest and up in the Midwest and the Upper Midwest where it gets really cold, they buy a lot of the jacket back sizes because they do a lot of Carhartts. And I mean, for a Carhartt jacket to try to get that blue. Matter of fact, you cannot hoop a Carhartt jacket with our blue hoop without going to the longer thumb screw.
Mm-hmm.
That's longer. It lets you open up that ring.
Right.
But man, I've seen people hoop up those Carhartt jackets, and then you're just like praying it doesn't pop off there because you just ruined a $100 jacket or $150 jacket. But anyway, the next thing.
Yeah, they're completely worth it for stuff like that.
Oh, it takes all the worry out of it because it's not going to pop out. Yeah, that's.
You gotta watch your fingers.
What the funny thing about it, when they first made these, they had three sets of magnets. Like a really heavy one that would mash your finger. I mean, it would bring blood.
I think those would. I mean,
you would lose a digit. And I think what Charlie did was a lot of the experimentation. He finally found one that they could just buy one type of magnet instead of buying 3 different types. Because I think you used to be able to get a light magnet and a medium and a heavy.
Are those not different on the white hoops versus the blue hoops?
They might be because I've had those a long time.
Yeah.
So they may have. Some of them don't seem quite as strong as the others. But now when you order it, it's whatever magnet you get's what you get.
Is it do magnets ever lose their magnetism?
I don't think so.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
I just thought that was
As far as I know, they don't. Unless, well, if you stick them together, don't they? And leave them that way?
I don't know. I've got one. What is it? A neodymium magnet or whatever. Mm-hmm. I've got one up there by my desk. It's like a puck.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing is. I mean, you could probably hold it right here and shoot it to the door. It's so strong. I'm not kidding. It is so strong. I don't remember what I bought it for.
Oh, I was going to ask you, what do you use it?
I don't know. I don't remember why I bought it. But yeah, it's back there. It's stout.
Well, the next accessory would be
right along with the Mighty Hoops.
Hoopmaster.
The Hoopmaster.
We saw a lot.
Both by Midwest Products.
Yeah, exactly. And we sell more of the 2 fixture, the 12 and 15 centimeter. And those have been out, I don't know, 25 years maybe. So maybe longer than that. I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing you see pretty much every shop you go to. They have Hoopmaster or several Hoopmasters.
Yeah. And you see them everywhere. You see them in factories.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, in my opinion, it's the best out there. And again, there are others that people have. No one's ever made a magnetic one, as far as I know. But they used to make the old, like a pegboard looking thing, mm-hmm. where you can move the stuff around. And those work fine. Those work okay. But the Hoopmaster it's once you get it set up for the garment that you're sewing, it's pretty much foolproof.
Yeah. Kind of takes the guesswork and measuring out of.
Yeah, it's I did a bunch of samples for somebody here, if you remember, here back before Christmas, and I set up the Hoopmaster and just sat there and just framed them up and sewed them, and it was just so easy. I just can't, instead of sitting there and putting it on a table and sliding the ring under the shirt,
Mm-hmm.
and then trying to get the backing on there, and then trying to get the backing not to move. It's they're expensive, worth every penny.
Yeah.
I don't see how you can
Well,
have a shop without it.
You think about how long it would take you to do it, manually, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time. Time's money. It's worth the investment. Like it'll pay for itself.
And they make them for every major machine manufacturer. They also make it for the fixtures too.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have the hoop master, the board itself, and then you buy the fixture based on the size hoop that you're using. And they make it for magnetic hoops too, the mighty hoops. So yeah, if you use a lot of different,
we don't have the
not for the mighty hoops. No, we just never have. But anything you want to add to that, Mr. Stone?
I would say going back to the mighty hoops. There's some knockoff hoops out there.
Yeah, there's some coming from
China. So yeah, buy the mighty hoops. It's completely worth it. Don't buy the knockoffs.
Yeah, I've seen them out there. I know people want to save money, but the problem with buying the knockoff hoops is, or knockoff anything, whatever you're buying, there's a Chinese equivalent to it. Not equivalent, but there's a knockoff of it.
It's not an equivalent.
Yeah,
Equivalency means equal.
You're taking away from the folks that put all the engineering and
right.
the blood, sweat, and tears into it, and you're in their idea. And that's that. And people can say, well, why can't I can buy it half price? Yeah, there's a reason, because China pays their people. We don't have to get into all this. This is getting off on a rail, but we all know why the Chinese stuff's cheaper, and the quality's not as good. And I don't care what anybody says, the quality is just not as good. Look, if you're buying garments, stuff like that being sewn, about the only place you're going to get it these days is China or Pakistan, Indonesia, Vietnam.
Yeah.
Thailand is a big cut and sew. Philippines, places like that, Honduras. But if you're buying stuff to use in your business or industrial quality, I don't know. I kind of stay away from that stuff. And I just said a while ago I went to Harbor Freight, and yeah, I do go up there and get stuff occasionally. But if I were a professional mechanic, I wouldn't use that stuff. I would buy either Matco, Snap-on, or what's the other one? There used to be one called Proto. My dad used to buy Proto tools all the time. I think they're out of business, or I think they were bought out, maybe by Snap-on. Craftsman used to be really good, but heck, now they're made in China too. A lot of the Craftsman stuff is. But I still got a ton of USA-made Craftsman tools that I've had, more than 40 years probably.
Yeah, those Snap-on tools are ridiculous, what they cost.
Yeah. I used to know a guy that used to drive the truck. Do they still do that? They still drive that truck around and go to like car dealerships?
I don't know. I used to see one in Robin's Nest.
There was one that ran around Archdale here.
Yeah.
You would see him, big white one with the red stripe down the side.
Well, it wasn't. It would be my mom and papa's neighbor. We lived over on Brook Hollow. Didn't he work for Snap-on? Would have been Jason's dad.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Jason that I remember I busted his nose with a basketball. We got in a fight in the yard. Do you remember him?
Mm-hmm. I do now.
I think his dad worked for Snap-on.
We may have.
I don't know if it still exists. I mean, I know the tool company does, but I don't know if those trucks used to see them around.
Yeah, they would. They'd come down when they'd come down to Snow Lumber. I remember, when Dad was working down there, they would pull up and you could go on the truck, I guess, or
it's like an ice cream truck. For
yeah,
grown man.
It was better than ice cream.
Yeah.
Here's a 3-in-1 screwdriver. Would you like that in chocolate or strawberry?
All right, number 3. Wilcom lettering and editing software.
We sell a lot of Wilcom.
Yeah.
What percentage of customers your customers, what do you think the percentage is that buy Wilcom?
It's probably
30?
if not more.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're not buying it on their order, usually they're going to Wilcom and getting it. Which again, that's what I tell them. Like, if you don't get it from us, you'll eventually get it, especially the lettering, because that's something you don't want to. If you're not doing your digitizing, you don't want to farm out lettering.
Yeah. I don't know how much editing people do. I don't think they do that much. Lettering, you gotta have some fonts, and Wilcom's lettering is second to none. And I've said this before, that they sew great right out of the box. Yeah, I mean, you have to do very little manipulation, and I think it's really good for people getting started, because you don't understand pole compensation or density underlay or how materials react to stitches. So when you're just getting started, it's kind of, the more no-brainer you can make it, the easier it is. But I think their lettering is easy to manipulate, and you're going to get over 200 fonts, true type font conversion. To me, it's it's just the best out there, and I think it's the perfect complement to our braiding and embroidery machine, because we're known for the accuracy of our stitch. Wilcom is known for the accuracy in their software, and I just think it makes a perfect combination. But yeah, we saw a lot of Wilcom, a lot of lettering and editing. I know last month we sold a few digitizing systems, which we don't sell that much digitizing. But
it's all digital now too.
That's the other thing. They've gotten away from the,
which is a good thing.
From the key. So it's in the cloud now. You sign in and like type in a password and code, I guess, whenever you're using it, and you've got the software.
Yeah, it's kind of like Adobe is. Like you log into it, which is good. I guess with them. With it being on the cloud, they can. I might be wrong, but when you had the keyed system before, if you had an update, you had to do that yourself, right? Mm-hmm. So I guess they can control all that now and update it on their own. You know what I mean? Like Wilcom can do it through the cloud.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's easier to keep your software updated. You still have to pay for them. Don't get me wrong, but it's much easier for them to do it, because they, instead of them having to give you a new key code and all that stuff, now you can just log in. We got a new upgrade or update available, and it's $80 or whatever. Would you like it? Yeah, give me your credit card. Boom, there you go. You got it. This makes it so much simpler, I think. So
yeah, I do too. I think,
and you're going to see our we're trying to go. Well, we're not trying. We are. We're going to, even on our networking software, our high-end networking software like BNet. It's going to go keyless probably. Well, there's no probably about it. It's going to have to, because these keys are going to go away.
Yeah.
But they take a computer chip. So what you're going to see happening, and more companies are asking for a system that's not keyed. They want to go to the cloud and work off the cloud. That's a mighty big cloud to handle all this stuff.
Yeah. Somebody has a joke about that, like the cloud and not understanding how it works. Like things just floating above your head. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what it is, isn't it?
I guess essentially.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, all these signals, and you look at Bluetooth and the cloud and Wi-Fi and all these things going through the air, they're penetrating our bodies.
Wasn't that the deal with 5G? People were like, conspiracies about 5G causing people to off themselves and things.
I used to travel with Steve Furman. May he rest in peace. One of my buddies, sales rep for Bairden. Loved him to death. I would be driving. I've got a habit of laying my cell phone in my lap. He would say, "You don't need to be doing that." I said, why? You're going to get cancer.
Might be something to it.
Might be. Some kind of rays. It's kind of gamma ray.
Yeah. That's why we got rid of our microwave.
You guys did hear it.
We had a microwave in probably almost 10 years.
I'd starve to death without. We don't cook with it. We just heat things up. That's what we use it for.
We heat it up on the stove or in the toaster oven.
Well, it tastes better.
I guess. Man, it takes a while.
Well, I'll tell you, the thing that we bought, I could do without a microwave, but I could not do without a toaster oven.
Oh, yeah.
We use the dickens out of our toaster oven.
That gets used more than the oven itself.
See, we got a toaster convection oven. So if you take a piece of Bojangles leftover chicken, put it on a piece of tin foil, put it in the toaster oven, put it on convection, runs a little fan, blows hot air around that chicken leg, crunches it back up.
That's good stuff.
I'm telling you. Toast.
Yeah,
good stuff.
We use ours.
Pizza. Put aluminum foil on there. If you don't, it's going to drip onto the thing and start a house fire.
I don't know if it's probably Olive. She isn't not the best about cleaning up for herself.
No, my granddaughter.
Yeah. Man, something she was cooking the other day, she forgot to line the rack. And it was dripping through.
Oh no.
I think it had cheese on it or something. I was like, what are you doing over there? And she's like,
Maybe she takes after her mother.
Yeah. Well, both of my kids can cook better than Ashley by far.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Ashley is it's not that she can't cook. She has no concept of that she put something in the oven and 3 hours later, oh, you know what? I got something in the oven.
Did you see those oranges?
I saw them.
Yeah. Which turned out to be pretty cool. Like she was putting them on Christmas presents.
Mm-hmm.
But she burnt the crap out of those things.
What was she trying to do?
I don't really know.
It was like an artsy, fartsy, crafty thing, wasn't it?
I think so. I don't know if she's trying to dehydrate. I don't know what she's doing. But anyway.
She dehydrated them all
right. There was zero moisture left in those things. No. Yeah, and cookies. We were on the way to the Outer Banks last year. And she was home. She was trying to make some cookies or something.
Forgot about them.
Holy cow. They look like charcoal bricks. I'm like, what are you doing? I think it was 45 minutes you have to cook them. I think she thought it was 4 hours and 45 minutes.
Does she just forget about them? Gets busy doing something else?
I don't know. When we got married, this is when I was like, okay, you're not allowed in the kitchen anymore. She got a piece of stoneware out. And I don't know, I think the eye on the stove was on. And she set it on top of that.
Uh-oh.
Dude, I was in there, and it blew up. I had stoneware shrapnel in my body. It exploded everywhere. And I was like, no more. No more. Yeah, it blew up like a grenade. I was walking by it, and pow. Yeah, she's kind of banned. She can use a crock pot pretty good.
Yeah, the good old crock pot. We got one.
Yeah. All right, number 4. The ITCTS bag clamps, slimline clamps, all iterations of those.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of those. If you do a lot of tote bags, those things are awesome. I like them better than in a production environment. I'd rather have those than I would the Mighty Hoops because they stay on the machine. They don't come off the machine. So you just push a lever, opens up, slide it on with your backing, push it down. Those things are great. And they make just about every size you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
I think they make a 17 by 20, I think. You have to buy the chassis for your machine, and then you can buy the different size windows. Yeah. But they make the ones you use with the sticky backing, and they make the ones it's called a Slimline and a Slimline 2. And the Slimline 2's just got the really thin chassis that works perfectly. They make and they're made by EMS Hoop Tech up near Cincinnati, and they make a lot of go to their website and look at their stuff. They make a lot of other accessories for home machines and for the commercial market. But they make their clamps are, in my opinion, the best. I think they are.
Yeah, that's a pretty regular conversation I have about.
Yeah, we don't sell tons of them, but we do get a few orders a month. It's not as much as it used to be because a lot of people now are using. Probably, I think maybe that the Mighty Hoops have taken away a little bit of their thunder, but I think it's faster if you can frame a bag on the machine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it is. I know it is because you're not.
It's one step removed. It's
yeah. Well, let me back up. Unless you've got two, two of the same hoop, then it's snap it off and snap the next one on. But as expensive as those magnetic hoops are, a lot of people just buy one. Right. They don't buy a set. So, and they make some sizes too to get in some really really small areas where you can't always use a Mighty hoop. Let's say for a small pocket in a book bag, maybe a jacket pocket or a pocket or something like that. So
a shirt pocket.
Yeah, pocket on a shirt. So.
And last but not least, the Bluetooth manager.
Bluetooth. Machine networking.
I was talking to somebody about that yesterday.
Yeah, I'm starting to see more orders on Bluetooth, and it took it a little bit of time to get traction. But it's doing pretty well. I know last month we had quite a few orders of Bluetooth, which is good to see.
Yeah, I've sold quite a bit of it.
The only drawback to Bluetooth Manager is it only works on the new machines, the K series. You can't go backwards. It will not work on an X or older, which sucks a little bit. But the Bluetooth technology is not in those old machines, and there's no way to go in there and, well, I guess you could probably rewrite the software, but I can't imagine what the expense would be.
Did you do you know what that Bluetooth icon is?
What they use, their actual logo?
Yeah.
No.
I think it's some kind of Nordic symbol or something. I don't know why I thought about this. I want to look this up.
But just to give you a little, to brush you up on Bluetooth Manager, it connects up to 7 devices.
Yeah. And a device could be anything. Headphones.
A Bluetooth mouse.
Yeah.
So you have 7 slots, so to speak. If you've got a Bluetooth mouse on the computer you're using to send it, that's going to take 1. If your operator wears Bluetooth headphones that connect to that particular computer, that's going to take up 1. So now you've got 4 open to use for machines. So
yeah, and the distance is a limitation for Bluetooth as well.
It is.
And it is not a hard science. It is kind of random. Like sometimes it'll work 100 feet, sometimes it'll work 50 feet. 25.
It's very odd.
Yeah.
I mean, I know my truck's got Bluetooth in it, and sometimes I can leave my truck and walk 200 feet away, and I can still, as long as my truck's on, I can still talk on my phone. Other times, I open the door and it loses the signal. So I don't know. I don't understand.
That's a Bluetooth thing, though. It's not the software itself. Okay, it is named after Harold Bluetooth.
There was really?
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking about this.
I was wondering where they got the Bluetooth thing.
Yeah, he was a king in Denmark. So those initials are a rune of his initials H and B combined. Because it looks like a B and a T, doesn't it?
I thought it looks like a spider or some kind of insect.
But that's what it is. It is a Nordic rune.
See, you heard it here. I bet you nobody knew that. I didn't know it.
I don't know why I remembered that, but Harold Bluetooth. H-A-R.
Good old Harold.
A-L-D. Not Harold. Harold.
Herald?
Harold Bluetooth.
Like Geraldo?
Geraldo Bluetooth.
Geraldo's not really a Viking name, is it?
Definitely not. He wasn't a Viking. Nordic Denmark.
Well, he probably was. His ancestors, right?
Maybe.
I thought.
Well, but I
everybody
wonder
up
why
there.
Bluetooth. Why did they use Bluetooth, like as the name?
When did he die?
I don't know. I didn't look that far into it.
So he didn't invent it.
I don't think that there were cell phones back then. But
No.
maybe he did. I might be wrong. He might still be alive. Harold Bluetooth.
I'm sure we'll get a call from his lawyer.
You think he makes all his calls on Bluetooth?
Oh yeah, you
Has
know
to.
he does.
Yeah. Anyway, that Bluetooth manager, back at that, it works good. When we used it in here, it's pretty cool.
I was a skeptic because, and the reason I was a skeptic, it's not because I don't trust our stuff, but I know how temperamental the Bluetooth is in my truck.
Yeah.
And I think it's a Dodge. I got a Ram. You got a Ram.
I got a RAM
Do you use Bluetooth?
all the time.
Does yours sometimes just get kind of wanky?
No, because everything, I don't usually listen to the radio, so everything just streams from
Well,
Bluetooth.
see, I got Apple CarPlay.
Yeah, I don't have that. I wish I did.
Oh, I love that. I love that because instead of buying, I've had vehicles with GPS in them, and the GPS usually sucks. It's usually not good. So, I can use Apple CarPlay, which is Google Maps, right? No,
It's Apple Maps.
Apple Maps.
I don't like
and-
Apple Maps.
Well, I like Google better, but it won't work on there. It has to be.
Waze is the way.
Waze is pretty good. Yeah, I know. Waze is
But
good.
I am pretty certain Waze, like if you go a certain place all the time, it will take you a different way every time. I really think that it's like, you need to go this way today.
I thought it had something to do with traffic.
It does. But like going up to Caswell, every time I go up, and I know how to get there. I always put it on no matter what, because it'll show you like if there's police up there. And every time, like it'll send me that way one way. The next time I go, it takes me a completely different way. It's like, you need to explore, I think is the way it thinks. You haven't seen this side of the county. Go over here.
I like Waze because you feel like you're part of it. Because
community.
it's asking you questions.
You know how many times yesterday I would report things and say, yeah, vehicle's still on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I did it all the way up, all the way back.
There's a policeman ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Is he still there?
Is he still there?
Yeah.
Yep.
There's an object in the road.
Mm-hmm.
Still there?
That one gets your attention.
Yeah. It's like you feel like you're part of something big.
Mm-hmm.
That the whole social aspect of driving.
Yeah, you see
you're not just a car on the road. You're in this community with the other Wazers.
Mine's the Batmobile. That's what my little icon is.
I've never. What am I trying to say?
Change the icon.
No, none of that. I just turn it on, and use it.
I always like to, you see the other little people on there, the little whatever it's supposed to be. I'm always like, I wonder where they are. 'Cause you can see them if they're coming to you. You ever look over and be like, oh, there's a Wazer right there.
Can you talk to them?
I think so.
Seems to me like you can. Some of them have names. They have names.
I think you message them or something, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't know.
it's a great accessory for your phone. Waze.
It
Download the
is.
app.
Yeah, I forget about Waze. I usually use Apple. The thing about Apple that ticks me off is when I start my truck in the morning, come to work, or when I go to the gym, it tells me home is 5 minutes away. Traffic is light. Well, how do you know where I'm going? How do you know where I'm going? How does it know where I'm going?
It's just places you go regularly.
Yeah. And then when I don't go where it thinks I'm going, it gets upset.
Mm.
I almost feel like it's kind of controlling. It's like, oh yeah, you're going to go to the gym because this is where you go
This
every
is where
morning.
I'm saying you're going.
This is
What
where
if
you're
he
going.
controlled your car?
It's coming to that. AI, dude. AI is going to control all of it.
I was taking Ollie to school this morning. There was a guy in a Tesla. I thought they could drive themselves, right?
Some of them.
This one couldn't, apparently, because it was going all over the road. Both me and Oliver were like, what is this guy doing? I mean, he was on the rumble strips. I'm like, is it this malfunctioning? I thought he was going to go off into a cow pasture.
It was early. The car was tired.
We passed the guy, and then took off and passed me, and then a state trooper got behind him. I'm like, he's going to pull this dude. Never did.
I've been on the interstate, and I'm sure you have too. And I've seen, where were we? Me and your mom, I think we're going to Greensboro a few weeks ago. We hopped on 85, and when I merged, there was a Tesla. I'm seeing more of these Teslas.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah. There's quite a few here in this.
Yeah.
Didn't used
There's
to
several in my
never see
neighborhood.
'em. Yeah. Yeah, somebody's
One
got
of
a
our
blue one,
friends,
a blue
one
one,
of
a
our
white
friends has
one.
one.
But I looked over, and the guy was sitting there on his phone, texting, wasn't even looking. And I told Kim, I said, well, I hope that's one of those self-driving cars, because this dude is oblivious to what's going on. He was just sitting there looking at his phone, doing this.
Do you have to turn it on? The autopilot or whatever?
I'm sure you do. Don't you?
I think this guy forgot to turn it on. Was just like, I'm just going to let go of the wheel. Because
Thought he had it on.
I mean, it was
didn't.
all over the road.
Have you seen this? I just saw an interview with, what's his name? Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
The autonomous car, where if you're pulled into a parking space, you do not put it in reverse, or you don't put it into forward. It looks around and says,
We'll say which way is the best way to go.
yeah, you should back out of this. I'll back it out for you. Just sit there. Or, oh, you know what? There's nothing in front of us. We'll go straight.
Man, I just don't know. I mean, what if it just short circuits one day and just sends you into a guardrail?
It will. What happens when the Russians take it over, or the Chinese? They break into your car.
There's a movie on Netflix, something about the end of the world or something, and there's all these Teslas that are just going 100 miles an hour and piling up in each other.
Yeah,
because there's been like a cyber attack.
it's going to happen.
It's crazy.
It's going to happen. They're going to do it.
Have you seen the truck yet? Cybertruck?
I've seen pictures of it. I've never seen one in the wild. Have you? Is it out?
Saw one yesterday.
Can you buy one?
Apparently, they're at dealerships.
I'll tell you what I did see. The Rivian.
Oh yeah, I see a couple of them.
Last weekend we went to Remy's ball game, and she was cheerleading, and there was the Rivian. I didn't know they had. I knew they had a truck. They have an SUV.
Mm-hmm.
It was parked in the parking lot. Kim said, "What is that thing? It's ugly."
It looks weird. That Cybertruck looks weird.
Yeah, it don't look like a truck. That's not a truck.
I mean, I like the concept of it, but I just don't know that that's something I want. I lost my deposit. I put the $100 down when they were coming out. Yeah.
Well, the Rivian, Greg gave me a copy of Motor Trend. I don't know why he subscribes to it, but anyway, they did a what's the big Dodge Ram, the one that goes to the desert, TRX, the Ram TRX.
Oh, TRX, yeah. Man, that thing's bad.
Yeah, I can have one of those.
Did you see that guy drive one off the freeway in a police chase in L.A.?
No,
He drove it off a bridge, and it landed, and he drove it off.
really.
I swear to God.
Hey.
Ram tough.
Ram tough, baby. That's why I got mine. They did a test with the TRX and that Rivian, and that thing won the test.
Oh, yeah.
It beat the Ram, and that TRX is a beast.
Yeah.
It is a beast.
It's also like 100 and some thousand.
No, it's the
So's the
the
Cybertruck.
Rivian was like 180 or something like that. 170.
The Hummer electric one looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's all good and cool until you get out there and try to plug it into a cactus when you run out of juice.
Yeah. I don't know.
It'll get better. The technology will get better at some point, but then you won't have enough power to charge them because the windmills will not spin.
Why would they stop spinning?
What?
Why would they stop spinning?
No wind.
Oh, wind just stops.
There's no wind.
All right.
Enough of that.
Enough of that. That's got them covered, I reckon.
I guess so.
Was there anything else we were saying about the Bluetooth before I brought Harold into it?
No, I don't think so. I had a note here on it, but I can't remember. Works on K-Series machines. Oh, it'll work with your Willcom connection manager. That's the thing too. It's got a watched folder where you drag and drop designs in there. So with Bluetooth, you have to take the files and put them in the folder for it to go to the machine, and you pointed at which machine you want it to go to.
And then at the machine, you have to pull the design Because
Yeah,
it goes into like a
ma-
queue, a
Yeah,
virtual queue.
each machine has a folder. You
Right.
name the folder CO1, CA2, whatever machine you have. And if you put that design in the CO1 folder, it goes to the CO1 machine. It won't go to the other machines. If you have Wilcom Connection Manager, this works with Connection Manager, which does away with those watch folders. You can send it directly from Wilcom. Just say send to machine. It'll do it that way.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's nice. They just introduced that, I think, middle of last year. So, yeah, and it works with Baird format, DST format. So you don't have to have a Baird format to send it. It will work with DSTs. But, we've used it here. No issues whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we had any issues whatsoever. So, again, I was a little skeptical at first, but now I don't think we're getting any tech calls on it as far as...
Mm-mm.
Have you?
No. I've got... customer Lexington has it. I was asking him the other day. He's like, "It's working good?" I'm like, "Yeah, working fine."
Yeah.
Not to be like, "Hey, is it broke yet?"
Well, I mean, technology. It's new technology. And
Yeah.
you wonder,
I like to know how things are going. Like.
Well, when we first got it here and I first started messing with it, that first version sucked. They asked me what I thought. I'm like, I'm not selling this. And they went back to the drawing board there in Japan.
I wonder if they got Harold involved.
They may have called him directly.
You might have to. If you're trying to do anything Bluetooth related, you might have to talk to the man himself.
Well, Harold got some money because we had to pay a licensing fee to use that Bluetooth logo. It wasn't cheap. So, Harold, wherever you are, maybe you're listening to this.
Thanks for the technology.
Thanks.
If you made it. I don't know if you were just a Viking. Maybe you just did a whole lot of murdering and not a whole lot of inventing.
Yeah.
I need to look that up.
But he probably went to the French Riviera with the licensing fee we had to pay him.
Probably.
And if you listen to this, Harold, kind of, lower those fees a little bit. They're kind of expensive. I'm sure you're doing okay.
Yeah.
As many Bluetooths are out there.
Bluetooth. All right. Anything else to cover?
Well, we got Long Beach coming up next week.
Yeah. That's the 19th through the 21st. Is that right?
Yep. I leave Monday.
I did put the code on the previous video for the, what do you call it?
The registration.
Registration.
Yeah. You can get in.
So it's on the previous video.
Yeah. You can get in for $0.
Yep. I guess it still works. Probably until the show.
It works. It'll work up to the day of the show.
And we don't have one for Atlantic City yet.
Not yet.
I've had a couple people ask. So.
Yeah, and I've had some questions about Atlantic City. I'm like, let me get through Long Beach first before I start worrying about Atlantic City.
That's still a ways off.
Be here before you know it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I was just thinking, I'll leave for Long Beach on Monday. I don't get back till the following Tuesday because I got another trip wrapped into it. But January's over after that.
Yeah.
That's the end of January. The thing I like about Atlantic City, not much, but what I do like about it, when Atlantic City rolls around, it's springtime. It's right around the corner.
But it's cold up there.
It hasn't been. Well, this is your fourth one, third one.
I think. Fourth, maybe.
This will be your fourth one, I think. Man, I've been up there when it was absolutely miserably cold. They leave those back doors open.
Mm-hmm.
It was so cold up there. I mean, I couldn't feel my fingers. And you try to thread a machine with numb fingers.
Yeah.
But the past few years, it hasn't been too cold up there.
It's cold to me. I don't like anything below 50.
But that's kind of a fun show.
I like them all.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge fan. Nothing against the people of Atlantic City, but the town is just not what it used to be. It's kind of run down. It's kind of sad.
It's a little sketchy.
Some of the casinos are closed. Back in its heyday, back when I started, that place was like Las Vegas. I mean, they would bring busloads of old people, which I can say that because I am an old people, in from Philadelphia and down from New York. And they drop them off and they gamble all weekend.
There's still some of that happening, but it's just it's kind of slowed down a little bit. It seems.
Well, the casinos aren't as crowded as they used to be. You know, and I don't gamble, none whatsoever. But I used to love to go to the casinos and people watch people gamble. Mm-hmm. And I try to find the people that were gambling a whole lot of money.
Then you rob them.
Well,
I'm supposed to gamble with Tom this year. We'll see if that happens.
You won't gamble. You're like me. You're too tight.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, man, I worked hard for this money, and I'm probably going to blow it.
Yeah. Well, I'll be in
Puerto Rico.
Training.
Yeah, somebody gets to go on vacation.
It is a partial work trip. I got to go teach somebody how to use a computer.
Brandon.
Mario.
Yay.
Mario, I'll see you in a few days, I guess.
Have you spoken to him?
You
better give him a call. You better refresh his memory.
Yeah, I need to do that when I get off here.
Yeah, you better
like it or not, I'm showing up.
Oh, he'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
You know, well, I'm glad you're doing it. I didn't want to have to go, so it worked out good. You happen to be there. He happens to live there.
Problem solved.
There you go.
All righty. Well, we'll get off of here.
Yep.
Leave anything you'd like for us to talk about, leave in the comments or shoot us an email. We'll try to get to it.
We sure will. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. After the traveling, after I get back from...
We'll probably talk about what all happened at Long Beach, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll talk about what happened in Puerto Rico. Hey?
I might bring Mario back with me. He travels with a parachute every time he travels.
He does travel with a parachute.
It's a giant duffel bag.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in it.
I told Mario one time, I said, hey, you know they make these things with wheels on them. Yeah, but when they jump out of a plane, it don't stop me.
He's always prepared.
He's a good dude. Love him to death.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys on the next one.
Thank you guys for listening, watching, putting up with us. Yep. We certainly do appreciate it.
Make sure you leave us a thumbs up. Subscribe to it if you haven't. Leave us a review if you'd like. Only good ones.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great one.
Adios.